Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. On this morning, we are going to discuss an interesting topic that is on dryness and arrest of progress. So, we are in the track of the integral era. So, we are actually supposed to progress in this way. Progress, it is a continuous effort, continuous progress. But thing is that something is there. Really, it is to be known actually what really hinders the progress. Progress should be actually, it must be a ceaseless process, it must be the progressive, it must be a continuous one. But something are there that actually that retards the process instead of accelerating. So one of them is the dryness. So dryness, we don't, when we come for this sadhana, some cheerfulness is there, but by the passage of time actually maybe for various reasons that we are going to discuss of course in our short discussion, in brief discussion. So actually this dryness is one of the reasons that actually arrests the progress of sadhana, arrests the progress. So before going for a discussion, let us discuss of what really progress is. We know soul is taking birth, rebirth, and all many births it is going on. That is the purpose is for the soul to take rebirth, birth and rebirth. Birth and death are ceaseless iterations. Cause the purpose is very much clear. That is to take gain some experience to progress and by the way simultaneously to develop. So we must know what really this progress is really meant. Let us first take some few lines, few indications and clarifications from Mother, and then we'll go for Sri Aurobindo, what he has said in progress. Then, of course, we will conclude with the chapter that is so-called our discussed topic, to be discussed topic, that is this dryness. Mother quotes, progress is the sign of the divine influence in the creation. As per proportionately, as per the divine influence on the creation, that progress is clearly markedly marked. So against your mother course, progress is progress. What is the really what really we mean through the word progress? Progress means to be ready at every minute, to be ready at every moment to give up all one is, what entirely one is, and all one has. One is and what all one has. It has to be given in order to advance on the way, because sometimes we know if there is the glass is packed with water, then how shall we get the milk? If you wish to install there the living presence, keep the temple clean. Naturally the temple must be cleaned, the glass must be cleaned before the milk is being poured down. So that factor is there. So there must be this simplicity of and the candidness of the child, it is required. So one must give what one is and what one has in order to advance in the way. And moreover, this, as we know, in the physical bend of mind, considering the physical bend of mind, when we go, if we are free, nothing to low without really luggage, then the progress becomes smoother. If there is a heavy luggage, heavy burden, naturally progress becomes slower. Again, mother quotes, from the moment you are satisfied and aspire no longer, that is the very dangerous scenarios mother quotes in this message. From the moment you are satisfied, you feel satisfied, and you aspire no longer, as we have already known, when somebody stops aspiring, he begins to die. When you are satisfied and aspire no longer, you begin to die. Life is a movement. Then, what is the reality of life? That we have to we must learn it. Life is a movement. Life is effort. It is marching forward. We have to charibati. We have to go forward, climbing towards the future revelations and realizations. Revelations means it is actually concealed. Realization means it is unrealized. So you have to march, climb towards future revelation and realizations. Then mother cushions here. Nothing is more dangerous than wanting to take the rest, wanting to rest. Just imagine, out of curiosity, you have stopped aspiring. you are actually feel you are satisfied. Just imagine one night before you want to take rest without progressing really in the concentrated manner. So just one within one so-called one night, some even if you are walking and being barefooted, you may cross around 50 kilometers. By cycle it may be 100. By a bullet it may be something around 300 kilometers. By a train something maybe 500 to 10,000 1,000 kilometer you can cross. If it is the speed is supersonic, you are moving being carried by a supersonic, then many thousand kilometers within a night you can be able to travel on. Just imagine if you take a rest somewhere, everything is crossed. Your co-travelers, they will be advancing like anything. So there you have to lament. So before lamenting, before actually thinking over and cursing, abusing yourself, then better without wanting rest, you have to carry on, carry out. Don't think what you have been, that is gone, what you have been. Think only what you want to be, and you are sure to progress. What you want to be, past will never return back. Future, it is a speculation, and it is not seen. So just here on the present point of time, in the present, you see what really you want to be, that is the sure progress. Second mother course, let us progress ourselves. It is the best way of making the others progress. If we can't be able to progress, then the world will never progress. So if we ask, if we let them go, then I will follow. It is a very vague idea. It is very obscure idea. So if you want to change the world, try to change yourself. So again, we'll quote something from Sri Aurobindo, of course, on this beautiful topic on progress initially. Then we'll go for the concluding the topic one, but that is to be discussed. Sri Aurobindo quotes, a free and a natural growth is the condition of genuine development. After within this thing, we have seen natural development, genuine development. What is that? How can it be described and defined? Sri Aurobindo defines it. A free and a natural growth is the condition for genuine development. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, if you are no longer disturbed by what people say or do, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. They will do whatever you do. They will speak something. But thing is that if you are no longer disturbed by what people say or do, then there is a great progress. After this genuine developments, there in the quotes, it is a great progress. Always seek to progress. How shall I progress? What are the conditions? Here in the course, three ways. Number one is quietude. Number two is happiness. Number three is confidence. These things most you must have in order to progress in life. Then, say in the course, if one opens, number two, if one surrenders, then as soon as the nature is ready, the progress will come to itself. So, if you are ready, you are standing, being ready, you are standing on the railway platform, the train has to come, and the train will come, and you will simply be lifted and carried to your destination. Suppose you are sleeping on the house, just imagine, कैसे होगा? So, progress will come of itself, but the personal concentration for progress brings difficulties and resistance. So two methods are there, already we have discussed. That is one, the path of surrender and path of ardent tapasya. One is you are surrendering at the divine, near the divine. Another is you are doing everything of yourself with true confidence of yours. You don't know how much, what is the power, what really strength you are. But thing is that there is a chance of failure in the second when you are doing the tapasya and going of yourself. When you are surrendering at the feet of the divine, then process goes something easier, and of course there is somehow certainty. A turbulent and eager march. It is the illusion to illusion, from failure to failure. That is the image of European culture. But thing is that because there is lagging of course, surrender. This is no real. There is no real gain in it if you repeat the old errors, new terms, old wine, new bottle. That is not profitable. And if it is only by being dead earnest that one can progress quickly. So you have to be dead earnest. Again, steer in the course, simply moving around the center, it brings no progress really. Suppose you have to travel around 5 kilometers. Then without moving 5 kilometers at a stretch on the straight line, simply you are doing what doing 100 meters you are going and 100 meters you are returning to your from gate to your door. Then 5,000 meters you have crossed or 5 kilometers you have crossed, but it has no value. Go on, we must. This is the way. For if you do not time, don't time yourself will force the don't time itself will force us forward in spite of our fancied immobility. So then better it is time for you to progress. Then actually it is time to go to the concluding things, that is the dryness. Here in the course here beautifully, the interval period when it is all quiet and nothing being done on the surface, it is happen intervalliar period, nothing is really going, that is not a smooth period, come to all and can't be avoided. That dryness, that haziness, laziness, it is there. You must not cherish the suggestion that because of your want of aspiration or unfitness, so that it is happening, there is nothing in that. Because for all it happens, this is the test period, like people are progressing in the class in a very fast manner. After some time they will, you will get some rest, some gap will be there, you will go and study, then you have to face the exam. It does not it mean that you are unfit or something, that you have to prove it, the test is there. And you know spiritual path, it is full of tests and exams. Even if the aspiration were there, even it was there, interval period that must come. Even if one can aspire so much, as much as the aspiration is there, it is better you have to aspire in quietude, but without restlessness, depression, and despondent. Don't be restless, depressed, or despondent. That is the needed condition. A constant fire can be there only when certain stage is reached. Constant fire. Initially there will be fluctuations, but if that perseverance there, endurance is there, if you can carry out perfectly, at certain stage will reach, then actually some constant fire you can find. And always inside consciously living in the psychic being, psychic fire, constant fire is there. So for that you have to aspire, you have to get open, like that we have to do, but without any restlessness, depression, and despondency. So for that actually the preparation of the mind, body, and physical also necessary, because everyone has to cooperate, everyone has to come into the things. So there are five fire. This fire belongs to the psychic, and one cannot command it by the physical mind's effort, because it is everything is psychic, everything is inward from the psychic, from inward, from inside outward is the root. Again, the second position here in the course here, aspiration, one pointed aspiration is, if it is swift one pointed aspiration that is required. Difficulty comes when the vital with its desires, number one, vital with its desires, physical with its past habitual movements come, then that problem starts. It is almost for everyone, not for one or two. Again, what happens, the difficulty of spontaneous aspiration, if it is there, then there is actually chance of survival you can also of course overcome. The dryness is a well-known obstacle in sadhana, well-known obstacle in sadhana. If one has to persist and not be discouraged, then it is a good condition for progress. Keep the will fixed, even if there is barren periods, the medieval periods, and pass, and their passage is a greater force of aspiration, and the experience becomes possible. So, consistent aspiration and perseverance it is necessary. Again, here in the course, the physical consciousness is in everybody of its own nature. It is little inert, because this is physical consciousness, and it is constant, strong aspiration is natural. We have to do that, has to be created. But first, there must be an opening, a purification, a fixed quietude. These are the conditions. So that physical vital will turn the strong aspiration into the ever eagerness and impatience. This can be avoided. Rather, we'll try it again and again in turn. Again, therefore, don't get troubled. It is natural, be natural and quiet. Not if the aspiration is perfect, the movement will be perfect, and passage will be, you will find.